How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another heavy metal diecast review. We've got one here from Corgi, as you can see, in 1/72 scale diecast. It is a Mitsubishi A6M3 22-0 from the 251st Kokutai from the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Force, as flown by Hiroyoshi Nishizawa, and I probably butchered that. I do apologise. He was one of Japan's most successful fighter aces during World War II, credited with 86 or 87 aerial victories, and possibly more before his death in October of 1944, aged 22. Now, although his death was not as a pilot in combat, but actually as a passenger, while aboard a Nakajima Ki.49 transport plane, they were attacked by a pair of US Navy Hellcats, and their transport would go down in flames, killing all on board. His remains were actually never recovered. We'll open this up and have a little look. So there is that zero sitting in there nicely, and it does have some information in the flap as per usual. How about we get this out of the box? These Corgi ones generally are a little bit easy to get out with the World War II ones. That is that. And we do have a little surprise underneath, of course, and that surprise is the certificate. So there is a limited run of only 6,700, so there is quite a lot. And it does have some information on here as well, if you wish to read that kind of thing. We'll turf that out of the way and get stuck into this model. We'll lift that lid off. Now, it does have some of the components that have sort of fallen out of place, but it does have a stand. That is all plastic, of course, simple assembly, just one of those normal sort of stands. We will get stuck into the aircraft first and have a little look. We'll pull it straight out. We'll move this just out of the way first and have a little look at this straight out of the box. It does present quite well. It does have sort of the hastily applied dark colour over a lighter colour, as you can see. It does look really nice. The propeller details look pretty cool as well. It does spin very nicely, so as you can see, it's probably an older one. The inside, you can see the pilot inside there, so there is a little hero in there. The tail markings are very nice as well. It's got some really nice detail. If we can zoom in a fraction, it's quite a dark colour, so we'll try and see if we can see some of those panel lines. Hopefully that's coming up for you guys, and it does look fantastic though. Underneath, the usual sort of level of detail that these Corgi ones do have. So what we'll do is we'll quickly set this up in flight and we'll come right back. Already in flight, very straightforward. It's just the two little gear bay doors there because it already had an extended tail wheel. And that is all you need to do. You do put a little tank there though, and that is pretty much it. Yep. That is how your awesome looking Zero will look in flight. That does look pretty cool. You can insert your plane noises now and play around with it. And of course, if you do want to display it on the stand, where does the stand go? The usual spot. I don't know what the go is with manufacturers. It's just they always seem to cover the stand holes with some ordnance. They don't really bother in trying to let you guys that have yours in flight to keep it in position. You've just got to take that ordnance off and then put your stand in that. Jeez, doesn't want to go in there. Stand in that hole, and that is that. But it does look mighty fine. I don't mind this Corgi Zero at all. I reckon it does look pretty sweet, and that is how she's going to look in flight on your stand, minus a tank. So its flying distance is restricted, but what's not restricted is our ability to put some landing gear on this. So what we'll do is we'll quickly swap out some landing gear on this, and you can check it out gear down, and we'll be back in a second to wind up the video. Already very straightforward. You get to put your tank back on, and then there's these two small gear bay doors that you've got to whack in there. That is probably the hardest bit. And then you've got your main wheel that you put on either side, and that is job done for gear down. And that is how your beautiful looking Zero will look all set up for a gear down. It does look pretty fantastic. Yep, definitely pretty happy. As I've said, this is a pretty tidy example from Corgi in 1/72 scale diecast. We'll put it on the deck and see how it does sit, and it does sit there nicely we'll spin the propeller because that's something we can do. So yeah, I don't think it's too bad at all. So what I'll do though, the usual, you know the deal. I'll take some photos of this, bang, throw them at the end of the video, and you can check it out in a little bit more detail without my sausage fingers all over it. Now, of course, if you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget some of those in my direction. They are always appreciated. Those couple of seconds for clicking that like button does help the channel a lot, and it costs you nothing except a couple of seconds. And as per usual, if you've got something to say, drop that in the comments below. If you want to say something about the model that's hit your eyeballs today, or if you just want to say hello. I always do try and reply to everyone that does comment, of course. Now, I'll finish up by saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time in watching another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful model here from Corgi today, because I found it pretty good. All right, thanks again for watching. You all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.